The Whitney plantation is a former sugar plantation in Louisiana and one of the only plantation museums in the United States dedicated entirely to the lives of the enslaved people. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Louisiana became one of the wealthiest regions in the United States due to the sugar production. This wealth depended almost entirely on enslaved African American labor. Unlike many plantations that focus on the lifestyle of the enslavers, the Whitney plantation preserved slave cabins, labor sites, and memorials to show the reality of the daily life of enslaved people. This museum centers around the experience of men and women and children who were forced to live and work there by keeping the original cabins and work areas open so visitors can better understand the harsh living conditions, limited resources, and constant labor the enslaved people had to endure. Sugar plantations were known as death camps because of the extreme labor demands. Enslaved people worked from before sunrise until after dark, cutting and processing sugar cane in intense heat and dangerous conditions. The work was physically exhausting, and injuries were sharp tools and heavy machinery were common. Many were given little to no rest, poor food, and minimum medical care, which led to a widespread of illnesses. Within a few years, a lot of people died from exhaustion, injury, or disease, making sugar production one of the deadliest forms on the plantation. Despite brutal conditions, enslaved Africans resisted through rebellion, cultural preservation, and strong community bonds. They preserved African traditions, language, music, and spiritual practices using culture as a form of quiet resistance and identity. They also organized results and active defiance to challenge their oppressor. The plantation stands near the site of 1811 German Casa uprising, the large revolt in U.S. history, where hundreds of enslaved people fought for their freedom and demonstrated incredible courage in the face of violence and injustice. The Whitney Plantation matters because they give the enslaved people a voice. Instead of highlighting the wealth of the plantation owners, it centers around the enslaved people, the lives of the men and women and children who were enslaved. Through real names, personal stories, and memorials, it helps the visitors see them as human beings and not just a number in history. By doing this, it challenged soft versions of slavery often seen in textbooks and media. The plantation serves as a place of truth and remembrance, honoring the strength and resilience that all the enslaved people had to go through. Whitney Plantation challenges visitors to confront the true cost of American prosperity. Remembering these stories is essential to understanding African American history and legacy of slavery. These were the sources that helped me understand the historical significance of the Whitney Plantation and the experience of the enslaved people on it.